question is, what can we do as individuals to create better outcomes regardless of which part of the community we belong to? Firstly, a culture of acceptance is key to creating a supportive workplace community. That's acceptance of other people's beliefs and values, even if and when they differ from our own. To do this, we should familiarize ourselves with the principles of unconditional positive regard, a concept defined by 20th century humanistic psychologist Carl Rogers, who was best known for his theories of personality and self-actualization. He believed that people thrive when they're met with genuineness, empathy, and acceptance. In his book, On Becoming a Person, Rogers defines unconditional positive regard as love and compassion with no conditions of worth attached. It's about creating an atmosphere that simply demonstrates that I care, as opposed to I care, but only if you meet expectations. And although, especially in the workplace, many of us don't experience that kind of acceptance regularly, the best thing about unconditional positive regard is that even the smallest acts of consideration towards those around us can yield significant improvements to rapport, psychological safety, and the mental health of your team over time. Through regular touch points by way of formal and informal catch-ups that build trust, consideration for how the working environment affects the quality of our conversations, alongside being mindful of how different people receive and interpret information. In a previous video, I shared what I learned following 6 months of volunteering at a crisis hotline. Speaking to people about their challenges such as relationship problems, suicidal ideation, or financial difficulties led me to another book called Nonviolent Communication by Marshall P. Rosenberg. Its purpose is to help us connect with ourselves and others in a way that makes compassionate giving natural, where the sole intention is to enrich the lives of those around us absent regard or threat of punishment. Applied internally, it can help us learn from our own limitations without losing self-respect. Applied externally, it can help us build better connections with the people we're closest to, including those we work with. So if, and more likely when, a colleague behaves in a way that doesn't meet your expectations, instead of telling people what we think of them, it's actually more powerful to be able to express which of our needs aren't being met. We can do this by keeping our observations and evaluations separate, as well as improving our ability to express our feelings at any given moment, the significance of which is summed up in a poem called We Wear the Mask by Paul Laurence Dunbar. It highlights the fact that so many of us go around without the language of life, ill-equipped to express what's going on inside without the accompanying alienating thoughts. It's a euphemism for the idea that the more we subjugate our existence to the thoughts and opinions of others, the less connected we are to our own needs and with it our sense of identity. The principles that underpin nonviolent communication teach us to expand our feeling vocabulary while building up the courage to put preconceptions aside and share vulnerability. Because in or outside the workplace, a mentally healthy community starts with small moments of care and connection.